Hibiki is a young schoolboy who is running in an open field with no idea about where he is or what is happening. A rabbit with a horn is chasing him as Hibiki tries to run as fast as he can and not get clapped by what seems to him like a monster. A mysterious voice asks him if he wants to appraise the horned rabbit, but he does not understand what any of this even means. He suddenly slips and turns around as the rabbit slams into his bag and accidentally slimes itself out. Hibiki is very glad but super confused as an elf walking by is told by a voice that a precious thing has been dropped nearby, but she is the real precious thing as her milkers pop out for no reason. We again see Hibiki is still clueless, but realizes that the voice he heard gives visual stats to him about anything he sees. He asks the voice what it is, and it explains that it just acts as status support since Hibiki's job is to be an appraiser. He asks it about a few things, and it gives him full answers and stats on what everything is. And when he asks about himself, she gives his stats as well, but refuses to reveal anything personal about him or itself. He is still confused, but wants to discover more of this so he sees that he can acquire skills as well. He turns into a JoJo character real quick and tries out a skill called Expert Eye, but he is not experienced enough to know how to even use a skill. But he instantly moves on and wants to see the world map. So when he activates the world, he sees some weird patterns that don't even look like a map to him. He soon realizes that he can just see himself in the map and has been going in circles only, so he decides to take a walk again to learn more about what is going on. As night draws near, he is walking when he finally sees a concrete road and gets super excited since he has been only grass all this time. But he gets too excited and falls down when the voice shows him that he has gained a title called Isekai, meaning that he has been teleported in this world somehow. Before he can figure that out, a giant monster appears right by him and prepares to attack. Hibiki has no clue on how to defend himself against this monster, but just then, something hits the monster as he falls down and dies. He sees that a woman is standing on a stone nearby that did this, and it is none other than the elf with big knockers. She introduces herself as Amalia as he thanks her for saving his life from this monster. He thinks that she is a human cosplaying as an elf, but she seems confused at his words and asks him how he managed to escape the Maze Eater's grassland. He has no clue what that is and explains to her that he did not enter that place because all he remembers is that he was just suddenly there. The voice then gives him a Huzz check and reveals that she is actually 56, so she is way out of his league because he is only 16. While he is busy staring at her melons, she explains that the Maze Eater is a monster that hides as a grassland, and when its prey gets tired of trying to escape, the monster eats it. She suddenly shoves his face in her milkers and praises her for being a brave kid, only to find out that he is actually 16 who is enjoying being hugged like this. At night, both of them are still together as she cooks the horn rabbit that was chasing him earlier. After eating, he asks her what this place, and she is shocked at how Hibiki doesn't even know the place they are at right now. But she still explains that they are in a kingdom called Habrastia, and wonders why he doesn't know any of this. He tells her that he comes from Japan, which is a place far away from this, and when she is clueless about Japan, he realizes in head that he actually got sent to another world somehow. She thinks that being so far away from home must be very lonesome for him, so she decides to take him to the city the next day. As both of them sleep together, she looks at him and wonders if he is the precious thing she was told to keep safe. Hibiki then remembers that he was in his classroom with his friends who were making fun of him being a short king, despite being 16. He was goofing around with them as well and remembers that it was the last day before spring break, and he was happy to be with his friends. He got up and decided to go into another room when a bright light flashed his eyes and then he appeared in this world. He wakes up and realizes that he was dreaming, but remembers everything, and so it confirmed to him that he is in an isekai situation. He notices that her calcium cannons have popped out again while sleeping, but he also noticed that there is something magical going on around them. The voice he keeps hearing appraises it and tells him that it is a type of magic meant to barricade specific areas so it's keeping them both safe. While Amalia sleeps with her jugs out in the open, he sits on a rock nearby and asks the voice, what does it mean by him having a job and why is it an appraiser? He finds out that he was assigned this job by the big G from above, meaning that God himself gave him this job and he got a non-combat job. It doesn't make much sense to him, so he decides to go back to sleep. The next morning, she wakes up with her huge assets still hanging out, and she realizes that she was like this the whole night and eats Hibiki for no reason. Both of them are then walking in a forest while heading to a town called Lowell, and according to her, they should be there in half a day, if no danger comes their way. While walking, he mentions that he can access the world map and see his own location, so she tweaks out because only the highest-ranking people can access it. She asks him about his job, and upon learning that he is an appraiser, she is shocked on how this is even possible. He doesn't understand why the ability is even useful, and she gets mad, because according to her, an adventurer would kill to have this ability, because they can see themselves and monsters around them, which would make their job a million times easier. She is mad at him but calms herself down by insulting him and calling him stupid. So he decided to use the map and see if there is any danger. The map tells him that there is a diamond-horned rabbit nearby, so she tweaks out again because a crystal horn rabbit is super rare to find. Both of them go closer and look at it from a safe distance when Hibiki tells her that the rabbit possesses an ability called Detect Presence, meaning that it can very easily sense them and run away. But Imala uses her magic on both of them as she cuts out their sound and smell, meaning that if they sneak up on the rabbit, it won't hear or smell them. He thinks that her magic is very powerful because this is his first time witnessing magic, but she thinks that his ability to access the map is much better because as a team he can point and she can hunt. Seeing this dynamic, she explains that people here form parties and get a companion to form jobs together, so she asks him to form a party with her, but instantly gets mad because she sounds desperate. She thinks the money she will get from hunting that rare rabbit will fix all her problems so she won't have to make parties with anyone at all, so she is now more determined at hunting it down. When they are ready to attack, he asks her if she needs an arrow, but she denies it because her job is being a spirit archer, meaning that she can use energy to form weapons. In this instance, she makes an arrow out of her energy and uses most of her power to launch it at the rabbit with maximum speed. The rabbit still manages to dodge by instantly moving out of the way using his escape skill. She admits that they will never get an opportunity this good ever again, so they should just quit trying to hunt it while it has its escape skill. When asked, she explains that the only way to stop its skill is when it attacks because these rabbits cannot use their skills when they attack. Hibiki has an idea that he will make the rabbit attack him, and during that time she can attack it and slime it out. She thinks that the plan won't work because they won't find the rabbit again, and even if they did, it won't attack Hibiki for no reason. He responds that he can use his map to locate it again, and when he appraised it earlier, he read that the rabbit was very stupid, so he will somehow make it attack him. After this, the rabbit is just chilling when it sees walls forming in front of it, and Hibiki is lying in the only place where it can escape from. Seeing this, the rabbit suddenly attacks him, but Imala is behind him, and she instantly shoots another arrow that claps the rabbit right there on the spot. She makes the walls disappear and realizes that Hibiki was right after all, since the rabbit was stupid enough to fall for such a simple trap. She always believed them to be smart, so the ability to appraise something seems useful to her now. Meanwhile, Hibiki cannot stop hearing voices, because all of his stats are being leveled up. He does not understand why he is being leveled up, since she is the one that slimed the rabbit, and not him. Her only explanation is that Hibiki helped in it a lot by using his appraisal skills alongside his world map, and also by being the bait, meaning that they have done this whole thing together, so he gains a lot of experience from it, as he is now leveling up. Just as she says this, her milkers pop out again just for fan service, and we suddenly see a deity sitting on his throne. He seems to be watching all of this from above because he thinks that Hibiki is doing very well in the new world, despite being there for such a small time. Then, in a library, a librarian restores the adventurer card of a woman named Ivel, who can now operate as an adventurer. She tells her that she can start looking for jobs, but Ivel cuts her off by saying that she already has a very important job lined up, hinting that she might be after Hibiki.